Hi, and welcome to Let's Talk About Real Estate podcast, the podcast for real estate agents absolutely everywhere. I'm Lisa B, and during this podcast, we're going to be talking about everything real estate. What's working, what's not working, AI, automation, technology, EXP Realty, and absolutely everything to do with real estate. I'll have guest speakers as well, where we'll answer your questions from the Facebook group, Let's Talk About Real Estate. So if you haven't joined the Facebook group, make sure you do that now, and we'd be happy to help answering any question. And again, welcome to the show. Indranil Day, thank you so much for joining me this morning.
Thank you. Thanks for having me for this interview.
Yes, so we're going to be talking about real estate in India this morning. And, you've recently just been back to your hometown in Kolkata, West Bengal. And you had a couple of experiences with different real estate agents there. So we want to sort of talk about what that looked like and just give some constructive criticism or some learning to real estate agents over there. Now, just to give a bit of a background, so we are part of EXP, which is a company. We've got 89,000 agents in 24 countries. One of those countries is India. Now, I recently went to India. We saw a lot of real estate agents over there. We're planning on doing a lot of training and mentoring and all that sort of thing with real estate agents and growing teams in India. We've got chartered accountants based in just outside of Delhi. We have migration agents. We've got finance agents that are all part of EXP members as well. And we are looking at really, sort of expanding into India, cross-selling, helping people buy from India to Australia, from Australia to India. Now, your patch in Calcutta is what we want to talk about this morning. So we would love to reach out to any agents there that would love to be part of a global company, which is EXP, as I said, to tap into our collaboration of cross-selling, the training, the community, and all that sort of thing, and be part of something bigger, and also the potential to make a lot more money as well than what they are now. So tell me about your experience. What was it like looking at buying property over in your hometown?
Okay, so I have done a fair bit of research this time. So I became a customer and to buy an apartment in Calcutta. So what I have come across is the process is very complicated and there is no set process. People who are into the industry, they lack uh, the process knowledge, they lack soft skills, they have no understanding of customer service slash customer experience.
Mm.
uh, they are so we don't expect them to be having the knowledge of a civil or structural engineer, but they don't have the basic knowledge of a construction. So all the basic questions that a buyer might ask in Australia, uh, they're unsure and they are not being able to answer it on the spot. So I feel that um, the knowledge gap is huge,
Mm.
and there are unskilled people in terms of unskilled people in the real estate profession. They are not qualified enough to deal with the customers
Mm.
and provide them the necessary information so that the customer buys the property. Um, and I'm talking about these are the exclusive projects, which are expensive projects, and they have hired people um, who doesn't have um, proper knowledge of what's going on. The only thing they can talk about is they can show us a floor plan, and that's about it. So
It's
you
not
don't jump. Yeah.
it's
So
not fault, is it? It's just the way that they've been, well, haven't been taught. So they've just sort of landed in real estate, but haven't really had a proper structure. They don't really know what they're supposed to be doing. They've just done what the person's done for them. It's sort of like, all you need to do is hand out a floor plan. That's probably the only instructions they've ever been given. So it's not
yes.
fault. So, we want to try and help them with some of those processes. And, if they're going it alone, they're not part of a big company like ours, then, I feel sorry for them that they don't have that basic knowledge. So as you said, you've got to become an expert in the product you're selling. If I want to sell something, if I want to sell a car, I will make sure I know about that car. I will read up on it. I will learn about it. If I'm selling a product like a house, which is the biggest asset someone's ever going to own, you have to find out everything you can about that property, and you will stand out for the other agents that don't know anything. When you get an inquiry and all of a sudden you can say it's a double brick home, it's, da, 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 whatever it is. And that can just be as simple as when you go to the appraiser, when you're listing the property, is ask the seller absolutely everything they know about that property and write it down. Go and research, ask other people that might know about that property if the owner doesn't know too much, so find out everything about that property. Then the next thing, like you said, is the processes. So they need to understand the legalities. And we had a chat yesterday about stamp duty. So you ask them what the stamp duty would be. And rather than have like a template or something they could give you to say, this is what the stamp duty would be, it was like, it's not my responsibility, Indranil, you have to go find that out yourself. It's like, go the extra mile and you will be remembered. So when somebody goes to sell a property later and they're a buyer, they'll go, oh, Indranil was great. He knew everything. He gave me the floor plan. He gave me this. He gave me that. He knew everything about the property. He found out the stamp duty for me. That's what we're in. We're in sales. Sales is customer service. So you have to take care of people. You really have to go that extra mile to be remembered, don't you?
Exactly. And what I felt is they seriously lack soft skills where all of these comes into play, whatever you have mentioned. And another thing, it's a real life experience. In one of the projects I was looking, I asked, "What is the size of the of this apartment?" Right. So that person said that, I have been given the responsibility of just opening the doors, and I have the keys. So you have to figure out. I don't know.
Oh, wow. Okay. So,
That was like, absolutely. I said, I mean, why you have been selected to show me this on the first place? Because this is a basic question. How big is the house? How many squares? And you say, I don't know.
yes, yes. So that's the difference between somebody going the extra mile and not going the extra mile. And maybe the agent that was in charge of it was away and they've just asked somebody to open up the door or something. But have if that's going to be happening, then have frequently asked questions on a brochure or something. I don't know,
Exactly.
or follow that person up. I'm sorry, I'm not sure of that question, but I will have the agent call you as soon as possible after this viewing or something.
Exactly. And the agent never called back. And this is a junior agent who reports to that agent, an assistant agent. But what you are mentioning about the extra mile is the extra mile will come, to me. I should have all the information till stamp duty and all the specs. And if I do anything extra, I will consider it as a, you know,
The
extra
basic
mile, right?
stuff. Yeah.
So these are the very basic questions which a buyer or a first time buyer who is buying their first property can ask. How big is the property?
Yeah,
And
that's right.
since you are from the same company as an assistant agent, this is a basic information. You say this is a 4 bedroom, 3 bath, and this is like, for example, 190 square meter,
Mhm.
right? So, or 180 square meter home, right? So then you should not say to the buyer that I have not been told before coming up. That is a little preparation of the basics, because this is not a complicated question, right? So
It's not. It's basic information. What I meant when I said go the extra mile, I don't mean that that was something that agents don't normally do. What I mean is for them, their mentality may be to go the extra mile. It's all my job is to open up the door, and that's all the other agents are doing. Put more effort in and you'll get more results out.
exactly. And I think the whole, I mean, people don't believe, or there is no culture of, um, going extra mile, or they don't have an understanding of customer experience.
Yeah, right.
So all these three projects I have visited, I had bad experience, right? So the conversation was not engaging, right? So another project I went, she played a video and she never talked with us properly, right? So she said, do you have any questions? I said, well, you played a video which is available on YouTube, then why would I travel to your office and see the same video? So
Mm,
they need to understand, like, what is your USP, right? What is
yeah.
your value proposition? What am I getting extra when
Mm,
I'm having a face-to-face meeting? So you need to come up with something which I don't know. Don't tell me something which I already know.
mm,
So I felt that I can sell their product because I have researched so much, and they don't know their product.
yeah.
And I don't know why these people, and thousands of these kind of people have been hired,
Mm,
because the mentality of the owner is like taking a chance,
yeah.
sale by luck, right? So if I have 100 employees, and among 100 employees, only 10 employees can sell 10 apartments a month, so I'm getting the money. So I don't bother improving them. I don't bother what my customers or buyers are feeling. So, and I felt that if I have to work with some people, first of all, I will avoid people who are not multilingual.
Yeah.
I want people who can speak two languages, and especially my preference is English,
Mm,
because then I can interact with niche buyers
yeah.
who gives value to the qualities of the salesperson. I won't be hiring or making a team of people who can only speak Hindi or Bengali.
Mhm. Yeah.
So that is what I thought last night, right? So English is my preferred language, and because if that person is good at English, that person is actually on the path of improving themselves.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So, and that person can deliver more results, or already delivering results, because that person is improving professionally, right? So he wants to achieve more. He wants to expand the horizon. He wants to connect globally. I
Yes.
don't want I want to avoid this language restriction, right? So, for example, in Australia, the language is English, so that I can easily communicate with 6 different states, right? So I
Yeah.
don't want to be a Bengali salesperson who cannot interact with a Hindi salesperson. I
Yeah.
want to, completely avoid that.
Yeah.
And
Open up to
every,
all markets.
yes,
Yeah.
or else these people will face challenges even having cross transactions, right? Cross border transactions.
Yeah.
So that is one thing. And another thing that I just came to my mind is, here we have a real estate institute, right? And you can register, you can get updated, you can do professional development. There is nothing called a real estate institute in India.
Mm.
It's an
Hmm.
association which I have researched, and in Calcutta there is an association. I in a place, and I live close by, right? So I can identify the place, but it's a membership kind of an association where anyone can actually take a membership without being into real estate in some shape or form. Can be a developer, can be a salesperson, can be a builder, but it's not interactive. It doesn't give any information. It actually is asking for, okay, you can advertise with us, give us money, because they have some admin cost to run the association. And also it talks about, okay, there would be a property expo, there would be an event and stuff like that. And the layout is so complex and so poor, like compared to today's cutting edge technology and the layout of the websites that we see.
Yeah.
That means nobody is having, the impact of the association is not significant, because people don't care.
Yes.
So I think the knowledge of I mean, they're not getting knowledge, and all these salespeople, and
It's not their fault. It's not their fault, and it's like that's what we are determined to do. So from here in Australia, we do want to educate. And that's a reason why I went to India and I'm taking advice from you. You went to that state,
Mm,
that state, you experienced it. So we know that that was your challenges over there. We know that that's your feedback. So if
mm,
you're a real estate agent over there, then this
mm,
is the feedback. So, become the expert in your area, know the legalities, go find out whatever you need to find out, know about the property. That's basic, basic, basic. You can't sell something you don't know.
mm,
Go the extra mile to what you think, from what you've done before, follow people up, help people solve their problem. If Indranil wants to buy a property, help them. And especially if Indranil's from Australia and he doesn't know the laws, it's going to be very challenging for him to try and buy something. The other thing
exactly.
is reassure Indranil, I will help you, Indranil. If you buy a property from here, I will help you. I will hold your hand and guide you along. These are the steps, and this is how we can get you to buy the property.
Mm,
Um, and call in whoever you need. You need lawyers, you need whoever you need to help Indranil. If
mm,
you don't know it, then get those specialists as part of your team as well, that you can help other people buy property, because otherwise you're going to have roadblocks everywhere. Indranil's going to say, this is too hard. I don't know the law. Okay, I'm out. Okay,
mm,
you can help get over that barrier and help him with that. I
mm,
don't know how big the block is. I don't know about this. That's a blockage. I'm not going to buy it.
mm,
Whereas if you help people with all those answers and take their hand and hold them and help them through everything, it's going to help you make more sales, but it's also going to help your buyers if they really want to buy a property. So think about those things, and you want to get more business and you want to have more credibility, from being more credible, from having knowledge and being transparent with everything. You are going to become a trusted advisor. Like we say, like whether it's a doctor, a solicitor, or whatever, you can be a professional real estate agent. So you can be a trusted advisor that somebody comes to and says, Indranil, I've got this problem in real estate. Can you help me? So you're only going to get those questions and repeat business if you know the answers. If anybody's just opening up the door, anyone can do that. You're not going to get repeat business. Anybody can open the door. The owner can do that themselves. So, you want to be that trusted advisor, that business professional, the person that somebody's going to come back to and ask advice and sell their property. So, that's kind of, I guess, the message that we want to say.
exactly. And I think I have seen that they always fail to set right expectation with the buyer.
Yeah.
They're very poor at time management. They don't honor the appointments. They're most of the time they're always late. Uh, for example, like I was supposed to meet that senior agent
Mm-hmm.
who I assume will have all the information. He
Yeah.
suddenly changed his mind and sent someone else who has no answer, right? So the, the from the start of the conversation, you're giving a very negative image, right? So and then when you follow up, you do sometimes you don't follow up, sometimes you are following up, but the language you're using is very, very, I would say, very straightforward. It's not professional. It's like, are you going to buy or not? This is the kind of tonality. So I felt that it's I mean these people needs to be trained properly, because then only they will realize the advantage, right? So the person standing in front of you should be impressive. You should feel that your voice is heard. You should feel that you're being treated as special. You should feel that there is a two-way communication. You should be more engaging. You should make the whole conversation interesting, right? So you should give us multiple options. You should not just put a put few printouts in front of me and say select whatever you want to select from here. Let me grab something, grab a glass of water, and I'll come back in 5 minutes. This is the kind of conversation which is happening in the office.
Yeah, wow. Or like you said, just a WhatsApp message, are you going to buy it? It's a
Yes.
holding. Think of real estate as customer service, like what you get in a restaurant, a great restaurant where it's, Indranil, what else can I get you? Would you like another plate of this? Can I get you this? Wipe the table, I'll get you another glass. That's what we're doing in real estate, not serving food, but we are helping that person and really guiding them through the whole process. So you've got to be nice. You've got to build relationships.
Exactly.
That's what it's all about. It's not just a transaction. Okay, Indranil, here's an address. You're going to buy it or not.
Hmm.
That's not sales. You're
So
not a
that,
salesperson. You're an order taker.
yeah, as you have rightly mentioned, that relationship management or stakeholder management is not, I would say, it's not a subject in that industry.
Mm.
So, and that is a massive gap, and they should understand the significance of it, and they should learn relationship management and nurturing, the potential buyers or sellers.
Yeah.
So they haven't been taught all of these, so it's not their fault. So there is a huge
No.
opportunity that we can actually
Mm.
train them and create a team who would be completely different from the mass,
That's right.
and that is my vision.
Yeah.
So I will handpick them.
The other thing too, if agents join your team, if you're interested in joining Indranil, and the A team, we have 141 agents or 143 agents here in Australia and India and around the world. As I mentioned, EXP, 89,000 agents in 24 countries. So you have a great support network, you have referral opportunities, you have the global backing. When you're going into a listing presentation, to sort of talk to a seller about listing a property, you have the advantage of having our backing as well. You get something called the Real Estate Club, which is an entire training platform that I've put together. There's 1,700 pages in there, which a lot will apply to the salespeople in India as well. Some won't, but a lot will. But it's the foundation of what agents can go through. So we've got plenty of training, we've got plenty of support, we've got plenty of, that community feel as well. And you've got the global community, the global company, and we're listed on the NASDAQ. So, publicly listed company. So you've got the credibility of that. So if you're an agent who wants credibility, you want training, you want to feel part of that, that bigger thing besides yourself. If you're not sure what to do, you want that sort of mentoring as well, then definitely give Indranil a call. Or message, whichever way you want to do that, and I'll put all your links underneath this video. But reach out. We are really serious about our advancement into India, and our business opportunities. As I said, migration and cross-selling and all that sort of thing from Australia to India, from India to here. We're putting everything in place. So if you feel that you can add any value to our vision, then please contact Indranil. And it's really exciting. Very, very, very exciting. So much opportunity between our two countries, and very exciting. So, yeah.
Yeah, and one last thing I just want to add is it is a great opportunity for me if I become successful in creating a good team in my own state.
Yeah,
So it is for me, it's more than money because I am actually helping the people from my state to get a global exposure
absolutely.
and actually helping them to learn that in the other parts of the world, how professionally real estate is done.
Yes,
So,
exactly.
so upgrading their level and coming out from their bubble and see the entire world and learning from the experts in the industry. So
Absolutely
I
right.
think that would be if somebody is very keen and wants to excel in their profession of real estate. I think this is a great opportunity.
Absolutely. And also too, you don't have to be located only in your hometown or
Mm,
your home state. It can be anywhere in India, it can be anywhere in Australia or anywhere around the world that, you see that you would love to help other agents in India to become that, professional, that trusted
mm,
business person.
mm,
Then contact Indranil as well. And there's massive opportunities to grow teams here, to adopt a leadership position, to grow teams in India. And, also that cross-selling, as we mentioned as well. So,
And Lisa, another suggestion I would love to give is to attract good candidates who are smart, qualified, who wants to work in real estate. We can target some colleges as well,
yeah.
uh, fresh graduates, um, because one of the ladies I interacted with, she was from a college. She just graduated a couple of years back. She started her career in real estate. She gave us a demo, which was not great. She is the person who played that YouTube video and stuff. But she mentioned, when I mentioned that, like, I'm into real estate in Australia, she said, I'm very keen to learn, and
Awesome.
I can learn something from you as well, right? So these people who are good in English,
Mhm.
okay, who have always been learning from English medium school like me. So um so I think these people would be examples if we train them, because
Yeah,
they have the hunger,
that's right.
and they're already smart enough in terms of language. They're multilingual, and they want to progress in their life. If we can hold their hands and show them the tips and tricks, and for them every material is in English, is easy to understand and comprehend, and they can straight away start applying in their profession, and they can start delivering better results, right? So that is one thing as well. Probably with the job thing we can get those graduates applying, right? But this is also would be a discovery for me to find out whether what kind of candidates are actually interested in real estate, because so far to my understanding India still have the mindset of the good people becomes engineers, doctors, lawyers,
Mm,
and the last cab of the rank, who has nothing to do and failed in everything, say, hey, real estate has good money, why don't you join?
yes, that's right. Exactly.
And it's not like any other first world country where a vet is given the equivalent status as a GP. It's not in
Mhm.
India.
Yep.
So uh, a surgeon and a dentist is like this, right?
Mm.
Here it's similar. So the
Yeah.
socio-economic balance is completely different.
Yes, yes.
And that's why I feel I interact with a lot of unskilled people in real estate profession,
Mm,
because they are they are not from a privileged black background.
yes, I agree.
They don't understand relationship management.
Yes.
So the owner, who is a rich owner, who is a builder, has given him, here is a printout of 10 apartments, go and sell whatever way you can.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So that's all they know. So it's exactly right. So we want to help agents with that, from the basics, and that's where we'll start. Like today was just a little bit about, knowing your product, knowing the area, your customer service, and then we'll go into a lot more detail about that as well.
mm,
How to take care of people and all that sort of thing. So no, that's wonderful. All righty. Thank you so much for your time today. And we will do some more videos about this in the next coming weeks as well.
no worries, my pleasure.
Thank you for listening to Let's Talk About Real Estate podcast. We hope you enjoyed the show. If you have a question about real estate, then please join the group on Facebook, also called Let's Talk About Real Estate. For those of you who are interested in EXP, please join us at 10 a.m. Brisbane time every Wednesday morning for EXP Explained. Thank you again for joining us, and don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, and see you next week.